can I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Detra?
Yes.
Mr. Dudley?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Yes.
Mr. Singleton?
Yes.
Mr. Yurdak?
Yes.
Can I have a motion to accept the agenda and the addendum?
I'll move.
I have a motion. I have a second. I have a second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Humphrey?
Yes.
Mr. Yurdak?
Yes.
Mr. Detra?
Yes.
Mr. Dudley?
Yes.
Mr. Singleton?
Yes.
Okay, since we haven't been in school for almost 2 weeks, we told the administrators they didn't have to be here tonight. Wasn't a whole lot going on, but the way it looks right now, we are going in the morning on a 2-hour delay right now. So unless
That's-
things change, we
We're
will.
gonna check the roads again in the morning, make sure we didn't get too much precipitation.
If you get something, I just have a quick question. Can somebody, I've been asked by the people, and I really didn't have a true answer. What's the difference between taking a snow day and doing remote learning? What,
Okay, remote learning doesn't count as a missed day. You're required to have so many hours in a school year.
Yeah.
If you do a remote day, those hours for that day count. The state also gives you 5 snow days, which aren't required to be made.
I understand
And
that.
the only reason we didn't go remote is we did not have kids with computers because the last day we were in school.
That was the part I've been
Yes.
asked.
Yes.
You know, so-
We will go remote, we will be ready, because the first thing we're gonna do when we get in tomorrow is make sure we have all computers, packets and everything ready to go.
Okay, thank you.
Yep,
When it
does that
gets-
answer it?
Yeah, when it hits really quick like that and you don't know what's gonna happen, the kids
For 2
don't take
weeks.
computers home and things. And
Okay.
then over a period of time, you don't have enough material out there to
Nope.
do the remote learning.
Unfortunately.
Thank you.
All right, roll call please.
Oh, I think our treasurer's report. We did that. Oh, yeah, we did it.
Did we do the
Yeah.
agenda?
Yep.
All right,
Yes.
I got it.
and we did public participation.
Yeah.
We are at treasurer's report, go for it.
Okay, approval of the minutes for December 22nd and January 13th. Approval of financial report for December. Approve then and now certificate for valid purchase orders greater than $3,000. The one I will make sure I touch base on, Laura Cackley, she thought she put hotel rooms for FFA on the school credit card. She accidentally put them on her personal credit card, didn't realize until the statement came, so she didn't have a PO, so we're not like paying her for something crazy.
You're just
like-
covering her
Yes.
costs.
What's Safely Home? Is that our bus?
Safely, you can
Safely-
speak more on that
Yes,
for students.
Safely Home is a school that kids are sent to by the court system. And then what they do is they bill us. We are meeting in a couple weeks, February 17th, because a lot of the school districts are upset with the amount. I tried to fight it at the beginning of the year.
We didn't pay it for months.
No,
Just trying to
we
get through the
didn't.
process.
Trying to get through the process, but when they're placed there, there's nothing we can do.
Are they billing you more than what we get paid then?
Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
high. It's crazy high, but
That's
Shelter
why I
Services
thought at the
places
beginning.
them there, and then they were kind of like trying to fight on our behalf to lower it, but.
Yep.
Okay, then I have approved the resolution accepting the amounts and rates. This is just our tax rates for the year from Guernsey County.
Okay, do I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
Motion.
I have a second.
I'll second.
Any other questions? No other questions, roll call.
Okay, Mr. Dudley?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Yes.
Mr. Detra?
Yes.
Mr. Singleton?
Yes.
Mr. Yurdak?
Yes.
Okay, are there any reports from any of the committees?
I'd just like to follow up on just wanna say the parking lots are still really dark. Have a lot of issues, are very, very dark, very dark out front, it's really dark out back. I don't know if, again,
I called about a lighting
we
system. I
get
didn't
portable
get anything
lighting or something.
It is dark.
What's causing
Not
it
safe.
so dark?
That's not working. Something happened underground where
And they get
they're not turning
water
on.
in there is what I was told.
Again, I don't know if we need to get some portable lighting.
Or when there's events and things?
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely really dark when
Yeah.
you're walking out of the
At least
game.
one out back and 3 out front, it's done, it's
A lot
pretty
of
bad.
a lot of the seniors are really complaining.
One out back, you say 3 out front?
Especially when it could be icy. I mean,
Yeah.
it's dangerous.
That's just kind of where I'm at with it. I hate to spend money, but
Okay, And you don't wanna put a lot of money in, cause you're gonna redo all the
Correct.
lighting here in the building project.
But it's cheaper than,
We need to do
Yeah,
something to
something
get it light for
yeah.
games and things, yeah. All right, we will go to old business. Correcting the agenda on 12/22/21 on the first Mary
Deferment.
Firm in 21st century to 1 year. Do we need to do anything as far as voting on
I
that?
think we normally do, don't we?
I don't know why there isn't, I'm
Yeah,
almost
there's
100%
nothing
sure
there.
we do.
We'd have to vote to change
Yeah.
that. Okay, is there a motion to,
Motion.
I have a motion, is there a second?
Or that's for
We're just correcting
Just
the
old
agenda.
business.
Yeah.
the old business.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Okay, Mr. Singleton,
Yes.
Mr. Yurdak,
Yes.
Mr. Detra,
Yes.
Mr. Dudley,
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey.
Yes.
Superintendent's report.
Yes, letter A, we have some hires there, a lot of 21st century, parapros and teachers. And then we do have Jan Ross, I'm gonna put that one down at the bottom, she's the last one, just to make sure you know she's paid for by the Board of Developmental Disabilities. And I guess those Sunday night games are going really well, so that's a good thing. Approved the overnight trip for the Washington DC trip, which is March 16th to 18th. Approved Pitney Bowes rental agreement as presented. Donations, we have $50 from Guernsey Industries for jump rope, $50 from Lashley Tractor, $150 from Bicon, and $500 from an anonymous donor, all for the jump rope team.
If
Sure.
I saw the kids perform last night
They're
at the
awesome.
girls' game, and they, I tell you, their director, I can't think of her name.
Brenda.
Brenda, thank you. She does such a great job with them, and you know, it's really telling when the opposing fans are giving our kids a standing ovation.
Look, yeah, look at them kids, they get to go out on the OU, down at OU, out on the floor, and I was that age, I'd be.
Haven't they been to the
They
shop
don't
too?
seem
Yeah.
at all
They've been
intimidated.
shot, well, they've been.
And
Lincoln
Cavaliers.
Cavaliers.
They
Yeah.
went to Cavaliers
It's
a couple
wonderful.
years
Yeah.
ago, yeah.
Wonderful.
So-
She does a fabulous job.
Yeah,
He's watching you, nice people.
Except the resignation of Bruce Jones, and I don't know if you know Bruce, but he does a really great job with
He was
our.
my fifth grade teacher, and I'd just like to say, you know, he's been in this system.
yeah.
My
I
fifth
didn't
grade
realize
teacher.
I did
Remember
my,
Senecaville?
I did my student teaching.
You're
with him.
old.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's retired.
I did my student
Right?
teaching with him.
But thanks to Bruce for all he does. Approve the OHSAA 22-23 membership as presented, and approve the quote from X-Tech Partners as presented. So
I do
I'm sorry.
I do want to touch base on the quote, because I did have a teacher ask me already today about this. It's expensive. There's like $153,000 is what we're getting. This is to cover, we did a survey, Molly helped James has worked on this, I think Sarah's probably helped him also, they've done a great job with it. Kids that do not have devices in the district, this will cover, they will get a device, it will be able to go home with them, and they will have Wi-Fi, they will have a hotspot through July, then he's hoping the grant will get extended. So this is coming out of general fund, but we will be reimbursed the
From
total,
the state.
yes.
Good.
It's a
Nice.
like ECF grant,
That's
so,
awesome.
So,
yeah, James has done a great job with it.
just to clarify, the kids will each get their own individual take home.
And they even get to keep it during the summer, like it's their
Wow.
device, but
Nice.
if they leave the district, it's a district device,
Right,
it comes
right,
back.
That's
But
for every.
And they get a hotspot.
every student that does not have a device at home.
That's great.
All right. do
So
I-
Superintendent, A through G.
A through G, do I have a motion to accept A through G superintendent's report? I have a motion from Mr. Kimball,
I'll second it.
second from Mr. Humphrey. Any other questions? Roll call.
Mr. Singleton,
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey,
Yes.
Mr. Detra,
Yes.
Mr. Dudley,
Yes.
Mr. Yurdak.
Yes.
No
No
correspondence.
correspondence, informational items, we do need to set up something and have some kind of public meeting about what we're going to do with the remaining buildings on the building project, because we do need to give the state an answer. The way it works is they will pay if we tear a building down, like we'll probably do in Byesville, they pay for the demolition cost completely. But if we don't tell them now what we're going to do with each building, and we decide to tear one down, then they won't cover it. So we have to give them a notice, so
If we want to discuss it at our next facility advisory committee meeting, it
Which is
is
the 17th.
February 17th at 6.
what night's that on?
It's I was gonna mess with you, I guess, it's a Thursday, it's the
Yeah.
third Thursday.
I can't be there. But, that's fine, I mean, I don't have to be there.
It was
Mr.
Jeff looking
Mr.
at,
Yurdak can cover my spot.
How long do we have on that?
They told me, what did she say?
May 1st,
May
she
1st.
wanted
They
an
said-
answer from you.
So, hear me out on this, could we with Byesville and Senecaville bid those out to sell them?
Yeah,
Have a deadline by the end of,
we can do that.
Our,
But like
it's
Byesville,
Brooke, the
that,
main one that.
yeah, like Byesville, that property's worth more with that building tore down.
right,
Yes.
but we might,
But then you bid the
we
property.
at least give the public a chance to buy it. If we don't like it, we reject the bids and
You
tear it
mean
down.
with the building there?
Buy it with the building there.
We
Well,
need to do that,
We
we
need to
need,
know by May 1st.
we gotta know by May 1st of this year. Because otherwise, we don't get the money if we do tear it
Well,
down.
we don't,
March,
we shouldn't need that much time, I wouldn't think.
Well, we
Well,
can't, we're
we
still
can't
using
sell
it
it.
for the next 3 years, so we can't sell it right now.
You could, it would have to be
Right,
like,
it would have to be afterwards.
Yeah.
But we at least give them the chance.
I don't know
Something to think
what
about.
the use would be for that
I
building.
see what you're saying.
I see what you're saying, but I'm not sure. The property itself is worth much more without that building.
I
on it.
completely agree, but somebody
So-
else might think the exact same thing. They don't,
it becomes a Wendy's or something if it's clear.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we have to
It's-
make a decision by May
it's-
1st, or we lose the right.
what's that?
I think that's the right thing to do, is to give them that opportunity.
We could, list it, if we don't get enough, we reject the bids and we get it torn down.
Let the state tear it down.
But at least gives
That's
everybody a
something you'll
chance
have
to
to
buy.
check. I don't know if we could sell it now while we still have to use it
Because
for the
we have
next.
to occupy it for the
We
next
have
3
to
years.
occupy it for the next 3 years, so somebody would be buying it with, not taking control of it for 3 years.
Right.
That's something that have to be run by the attorney in the state.
And one of the problems with that is if they back out.
It's not bad out.
Well, our attorney can write a contract that we can't back out.
Yeah, but they're still trying.
Does that work?
The biggest issue, and we need input, is probably Brook. Because you're gonna have a building sitting there with nothing in it, and a lot of cost to keep it,
Yep.
and no use for it.
Is Muskingum Valley interested in that?
Right now, I think I'm gonna be able to put them in the back, in the locker room area. And just give them like a clinic space, which is what our principals prefer, because it will be house and school building where they just have to walk down a hall.
And they only need, what was the square footage you only needed?
They only need like they said they can do it with 350,
300.
but right now, Michael has them, they could have 800 square feet back there. It's
So
over
we have
800, the
plenty of
last
room
drawings,
for 'em in
he
the
just
new
sent
building.
drawings tonight. I
Would
showed
it
that.
be cost effective to move the central office there? Has anybody ever thought of that?
The problem, but we talked about that at one point, we would have to redo a good bit of that space, because we're in there all summer long with computers and stuff, like, you would have to put air and more
Yeah.
space.
That's why we need to have a
Yes.
meeting
Yeah.
to discuss
Yeah.
it
Because
and
this
get
building's
public
not-
input on
Sure.
it, do it that way.
Yeah.
So we can do that, we need to advertise that on for the 17th of February.
Well, that's just our FAC meeting, so if you want an open public meeting, we might need to just
I want to.
create an open public meeting.
I want an open public
Yeah,
meeting,
sure.
and I
Yeah,
want it
sure.
advertised
Yes.
so people can come
We,
in and,
we'll look at it.
I mean, we
Well,
We
still
got
yeah.
some
have,
really good
Schedules.
ideas that way.
yeah, and we'll still have to do what we have to do, but we want to listen to everybody and see what
I
their
like
ideas
that
are.
too. You might have, people from the city of Byesville have concerns with, what we're gonna do there.
February
So,
17th, what time?
no,
6
we're gonna,
o'clock. That's the
Auditorium.
FAC.
that's the
meeting.
FAC, but a meeting on what we're going to do with the buildings, we're gonna set up at a different time.
Okay.
We can discuss that tomorrow even in the meeting and check calendars, because you
Yeah.
need to be at that one.
I can't go on the 17th, I can't be at the 17th meeting, I have a meeting another meeting on the third Thursday.
And one of the things that we kind of, chatted about a little bit was possibly, giving people the opportunity to get bricks from the building.
Like Byesville,
Byesville and
Mm.
Meadowbrook.
Yeah.
Cause there's a lot of old people that have a lot of attachment to that school.
Years ago, when they shut,
Sell them if Dennis signs them.
when they
Yeah,
shut,
He helped make the bricks.
when they shut down the Cambridge glass plant, when they decided to finally tear it down, they sold bricks from the Cambridge glass plant. They had a nice little box made, and it had a picture of the old glass plant on the top of it, and they sold them as souvenirs for like $10 a piece. You'd make a lot of money. Somebody could make, you know, one of the athletic organizations or one of the other organizations could get together and
It's a
do
lot
it.
of money.
Probably make some band, whatever, make some money.
It doesn't have a whole lot of.
And people would like to
Right.
have, people graduate there would like to have the souvenirs.
Yeah. I had a lot of people approach me about what
And
you
you
do
could-
with the bricks.
You could do it Byesville and.
Yeah, Byesville.
Because, you know, a lot of older people
They
still
go high
graduated
school
from
for us.
Byesville.
Gotcha.
All right, we'll set that meeting up, we'll get it publicized. We do have a meeting on the 17th at the that's at the high school,
Yes.
Auditorium.
on the building project in general.
Yes.
I can't be there.
At what time is that?
6 o'clock.
Sorry, I think you already asked that. Right.
At the auditorium.
Is there anything else? I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll move.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Next regular meeting will be the 4th Thursday of the month, which will be what?
The 24th is what this
The
says.
24th of February at 6:30 here will be the next regular board meeting.
February 24th.
We need to vote on the.
Roll call.
Okay.
Yep, roll call.
Yeah.
Mr. Humphrey,
Yes.
Mr. Yurdak,
Yes.
Mr. Detra,
Yes,
Mr. Dudley,
Yes.
Mr. Singleton.
Yes.
we are adjourned.
7:15.